think that we were really happy with our defense. I think France really attacked well tonight. They played with their normal French flair, so we said that we want to keep defending really well. And we thought that our set piece was going well. The conditions weren't that easy to play our brand of rugby, but when France started to move the ball around, we told the players, let's go, So I think, I really want to give credit to France. They were big and physical, and they just kept coming at us. So we had to soak that up. But, it's been the story of this team is that they just never give up, So we just wanted to make sure that when we got the opportunity, we took it. No, it means everything to us. It means everything to our country. Rugby's in a very special place in South Africa now, and we are very lucky to represent them. So I think right now we're just feeling very grateful, for this opportunity, and just thankful to Georgia for hosting us on a wonderful tournament. And to go back to back is special, and to do it with people like this who's sitting next to me makes it very, very special. So just very, very grateful right now.
Yeah, no, it feels seriously special. If I'm being honest, I don't know if I can get any words to describe it. I mean, it was a completely different final from last year. Completely different team, completely different connections, and yeah, like Coach Footy said, one thing about this team is we just keep grinding it out because of how much we love and connect with each other. Which has been one of our biggest themes the whole year. Just giving love on defense, giving love on attack for the guy next to you, for people in South Africa. So yeah, it's seriously special, and I couldn't be proud of that group.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to you about 10 meters close distance, and we're hearing some of the reactions you had, especially during the start of the second half during France game initiation. What was going through your mind in those moments, and what was the key change that made the dominant game?
Yeah, look, I think we were really under pressure there. I thought that France were attacking really well, and they were getting a lot of confidence. And I think that not the key change, but something that we've always worked with is our squad depth and the bench. And we knew that when those guys come with fresh legs, a lot of those guys have started a lot of rugby games for us in the South African jersey, so they were not worried about the pressure. And I think that the bench made a big impact because the starting guys had to soak up so much pressure. So again, just relying on the whole squad to do a job was important. And then, like I say, there were a lot of decisions that were going back and forth. The lightning came before we started the game, so it was just about controlling emotions. Maybe I wasn't controlling my emotions. Maybe you saw something different, but I thought the players on the field did a really good job of that.
That's fine. One question about your decision, having 6-2 on the bench, while France kept 5-3. Did you feel before the game that these would be place where you could be dominant?
Yeah, we were going to use our pack. We really think that our pack has played well this whole tournament. And it's a bit of a risk when you go 6-2, for injuries in the backs, but our backs are very, very fit, so they can go a long distance. And when you're bringing 6 forwards off the bench is going to, pay dividends for us.
Any more questions from the inside?
The key of the victory for the victory against France. What
I think one of the things that we definitely we're very lucky in South Africa in the amount of talent we have, but we've also had an opportunity to build this team for a long time. We played in we came to Georgia in January, and then we played in a tournament at home, and then we played 2 tournaments at home, and then we came to the World Cup. So I think one of the big things for us is the depth that we've got in our squad, and we can freshen guys up during the World Cup on 5-day turnaround. So I think that's always key for us. And then, like I say, just having the guys play a lot together before we get to the World Cup gives us very good, strong combinations. So I think the guys trust each other and they understand how we want to play. So the depth is 1 to 30. It's not 1 to 23, which is fantastic for us.
Thank you very much. Gents, we now switch over to online. Can I get an indication? Nate, I see your hand is up. Wim, we go first to you and then to the others. Wim?
Thanks, guys. First off, very much congratulations. I bet, Coach, your nerves are just as shot as mine. Maybe just talk us through. I mean, the storm that was there before the match. I think it was like a 45-minute delay before the match. You know, for you, Sibuseto as a captain, you know, sitting there and having to wait for the final to finally start. You know, just talk me through those emotions leading up to the eventual kickoff.
No, it's pretty tough. Obviously, you have a certain time that you're going to kick off, and then you have to wait a bit longer because of the weather. But I think with the group that we have and with what we've been through together, we know how to adapt to certain situations. So it's a seriously good group at adapting, and we adapted well. Just got back in the change room. Everyone was still focused. And then we had a 15-minute warm-up where we just told ourselves we're going to have big energy and keep everything in that warm-up so we get into the game with big energy. So yeah, that was a mindset. Just don't switch off from the change room for as long as we wait.
Thank you. And Coach, I mean, you touched on the depth, but I mean, you took on this tournament, you know, without regular captain Riley Norton, without, you know, an injured Zeke Siyaya, without Vusi Moyo, who played for the Springboks only a few hours earlier. I mean, maybe just, you know, talk about the testament that is to, you know, what you guys have achieved as a squad.
Yeah, thanks, Rom. I was just reflecting on that now. You know, it's been a quite a stressful last 7 weeks, if I'm going to be honest. Since we sort of were coming back into camp before the World Cup, and then 12 of the guys were with the Springboks. You know, those sort of things are out of your hands, and we you know, we got a squad together of 21 only because we wanted to sort of keep the squad together, and then we weren't sure who was coming and not coming, and then obviously those injuries, and then Yakin got the red card, and you know, so there was a few things that were quite challenging. But as Setu said, this group's pretty special. I mean, they don't get too flustered about that, and I think just again from the luxury that we've had of coming to Georgia, and like I just mentioned before, doing the TRC in Port Elizabeth, having the TRC in Stellenbosch, the TRCA, and the little camps and all the games that we played together allowed us to create a lot of depth. And so, yeah, a guy like Tom Bailing, I told him he wasn't coming to the World Cup. 2 days later, he was coming, and I thought he was outstanding off the bench. So again, we're very lucky in that the guys sort of stayed focused and they didn't get too emotional about it.
And I mean, talking about the bench, I mean, the bench made a massive impact today. But, you know, you had, I think, 3 tries chalked off. I think one by Samuel, one by Chesy, one by, there's another one again by Yakin as well.
Yeah.
I mean, just, you know, sitting in the stands there, just how frustrating is that, knowing you are knocking on the door, just not quite kicking it completely off like you would have hoped.
Yeah, it was, especially because I didn't think, you know, that first half we had a lot of opportunities, and I thought then we really started to start playing nicely in the second half when it started to open up. But again, I mean, I think the leadership is very good. Well, I know it's very good because the guys didn't panic about it. They didn't drop their heads. They just kept going, you know. So, yeah, I mean, that was a stressful game. I'm telling you, that was a very stressful game to coach. But yeah, we got through it now. And like I say, Georgia in this whole last 7 weeks has been a big mental challenge for everyone. And I'm just so super proud of that. I think that guys will take a lot of this learnings from this and go forward in their life. And just when things get tough, they just know how to hang on.
Thank you, Wim. Jan de Koning.
Thank you, Ryan. Given firstly, I know the weather knew that we wanted to watch the Springbok game and your game, so they just decided to delay your game a bit for us.
Yeah.
I want to ask, Kevin, what was most impressive to you? Some of those defensive sets you were guys in that at crucial stage in the second half, or the way the guys kept calm when France was pushing and in your 22, and at times right on the try line. I mean, there was one where they had to go to the TMO, but the guys just kept calm.
Yeah, and I think that is it. Both the things that you said, the leadership and the not panic, and that we've showed that the whole tournament. We've been behind for Wales. We've been behind playing against England. We've had to play against Georgia, and they're hosting the tournament. They are so passionate. They're so physical, and the guys just keep finding a way. And we actually became a bit of a trend of ours in the team talks. and we speak about South Africans, we will always find a way. So there's a lot of belief, and I think that the belief is one thing that I'm super impressed with. And then, of course, I think that our attack has really, done a lot of good things through this tournament, our set piece, but I think our defense at times wasn't where we wanted it to be, and tonight it really stood up. So again, I'm just so proud of the guys because the French team were very big, and they run really hard, and they came with wave after wave. So I think the defense and the leadership was impressive.
Captain, from your point of view, the physicality of this game. I mean, that French team, some of those monsters look like, I know Baby Boks have got some big boys as well, but the physicality of this game, where would you put that?
Yeah, I'd say it was seriously high. I mean, we knew before we played against them, the coaches prepared us that it's going to be a physical game, a quick game. They're well-coached teams, and we've played against them before. In one of our tours last year in November, we went over there and we actually lost to them there. And they were very physical, and they brought the same thing today. So we obviously knew how physical they were going to be, and it was just about how we show what we can do.
Jan,
Thank
they
you.
are the junior Boks, not the baby Boks, please. There's nothing baby about these guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nate, and then we finish up with Stephen.
Firstly, guys, congratulations with the title. Just with you first, just a bit of an admin issue. Luan getting cleared to play the E before the game. Were you in any way tempted to draft him in the night before the game? We've seen Rassie and the seniors drafting players last minute.
Yeah, Nate. I mean, the selection thing has been it's been so tough, Nate, if I'm honest. And look, Luan, we had already finished training in preparation for these French games by the time Luan, he hadn't even finished his judiciary. So we one thing we wanted to do was take a very balanced and settled squad into the final and not have that hanging over our heads. So look, I will always feel bad that Luan missed out, and I know he's going to go super far. But I think just having Felix, who was at the TRC, at the TRCA, and he came to the World Cup with us last year, his combinations with some of the backs was really important, and I thought he was outstanding tonight. So again, I really feel bad about Luan, but I think just having the team settled and ready to play is the most important thing.
At the capping ceremony, you spoke about the team's mantra, love and happiness. You've been with this group for 9 months, roughly. If you had to reflect, how would you sum up this group and the time you've had with this group?
Sorry, said to me, Nate?
Like, Kev.
Oh, yeah. No, I said to no, look, Nate, I've got some history with these guys now. I said to him, I actually grew up in the same house together, so we've got a very close connection. When we speak about love, it's very genuine. We know that love is service, but this team's a little bit deeper than that. This team is love and genuine love. They really care a lot for each other, and it's an absolute privilege to coach them. I mean, I've been away for 12 years, and to come back to South Africa and coach such humble men who just care so much for the game, care so much for rugby and in South Africa and for our country is very special. So, yeah, we speak about happiness always starts with gratitude. We don't ever look past that, and how grateful we are to play for South Africa and represent South Africa, and then just spending time together. What a close bunch of guys. Honestly, I'll give you an example, Nate. When KB Marke wasn't chosen for the team, he played in all the TRC games, very close to Asetu. When he wasn't selected, he stood up in the team meeting and he shook every guy's hand and gave them a massive hug. I mean, I just can't tell you how mature and how brave they are when it comes to selection and just how much they care for each other.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Nate. And we'll finish off with Stephen. Good evening, Stephen.
How's it, guys? Big congrats. Kev, on Friday, Zondile was talking about the maturity of the under-20 players that are coming through. And I think we've seen that with Riley's performance. And when you guys get to go enjoy what Vusi and Jaco did earlier, I think you'll see it as well. And he just said that they seem to be at a different stage of their career compared to when he was coming up. What do you credit that to, that we've got these players that are so young, but they look like they've been playing for decades?
I'd definitely say it's our school system. I think that we've still got the best school system in the world. I think that the coaching at the school system and the coaching at the unions, and obviously the physicality, these guys get into gym programs a lot earlier now, and they're really well prepared, and they actually turn professional, Steve. These guys aren't the amateur sort of drinking guys. These guys take their rugby very seriously, and they just want to play for South Africa. So I think a lot of credit must go to the schools, the systems, to our emerging pathways guys that put Louis Kun and everyone that puts that program together. Sandy, they do a great job. So yeah, last year we used 103 players. This year we've used 66 players, and I think depth creates competition, and it obviously rises the standard. And like I say, just some of these guys are stepping up to men's rugby now. It just blows my mind. But yeah, they are ready, and I think the journey's still long for them. But I think for them right now, just enjoying this under 20 age group is something special because they'll never have that back.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, guys. Enjoy.
Cheers.
Thank you. That will Vim, that's a very last one.
Yeah, sorry. I just was who's sitting next to Super Setu? Sorry, I can't see. Is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Super Setu, just for you. You know, just walk me through the emotions. I mean, when the final whistle blew, obviously it was a very tough match, and you know, everyone touched on the physicality and so on. But you know, and you obviously having not been on the field when the final whistle went, you know, watching from the sideline, you know, just walk me through those emotions when the final whistle finally blew.
Yeah, it's obviously tough being on the sideline when the final whistle goes. You obviously want to be in the action, but like Coach Fudi said, this team is. Like, we have so much care for each other, and all you want when you're on the side, as much as nervous as you are, all you want is for the team to do well and for the team to succeed. So you're seriously nervous, but not because you're not on the field, but because you want the team to do well and you want the team to win. So yeah, I was very nervous on the sidelines, but yeah, I'm seriously happy that the boys managed to pull through the result. And yeah, we're going to celebrate tonight.
Thank you very much, ladies and gents.